How are you?
Good, how are you? Did you attend on Sunday?
They say you didn't call me back.
No, they were waiting for me.
Mhm.
I I know they asked me to do the camera because I worked this last week.
Okay, go ahead.
Are we ready to start? I was just going to text her.
Oh, hi, I'm on Zoom. I can come on down.
Oh, she's online.
I was on Zoom. I thought, okay, I'll be on down. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Is that you, Dr. T?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful. Amy and I both said wonderful at the same time. Go to board policies and then scroll down, and then you'll see a link that says new board policies or something to that effect. Let me go back and I'll tell you exactly what it says. Oh, click here for all updated policies is what it says. We're looking for the finance policy, yeah.
Okay.
Here, I know what it says. So I tell you what, I will let you borrow my laptop so that you can see it. Dr. T, do you know where to find our financial policy DA, which is fiscal responsibility? That's where our finance policies talk about the audit committee.
Mm. If you don't mind, you can share with us right now.
Okay. All right. I have not logged into Zoom, but I will.
Okay.
And I'll still give you the laptop. Yeah, just this one. If you wouldn't mind, that would be great. It's DA. And did not show, yeah, in the audit committee. Never saw it. It was approved though in February. Recommended by governance, approved by the board, February 11th. It has not been approved yet. No, that was written this year. But it has not been approved yet. I wouldn't necessarily ignore it because it, I am in the process of sharing the policy with Dr. T, who is online, so that's why I can't.
Yes, I'm on the Zoom. Is Dr. Hubbard here at the meeting?
I'm here,
Okay.
and I am about to share the policy with you all,
Okay.
and then give my laptop to Amy. How do I say your last name so I'm official? Bolgy. Gonna write that down phonetically.
We'll begin our committee meeting.
A roll call, please, right? Ms. Bolgy? Here. Dr. Borishade? Dr. Collins Adams?
Here.
Ms. Hubbard? Here. Ms. Gangi? Dr. Hubbard?
Technically not a member, but I am here.
Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Dr. Timu?
Yes.
We have a quorum.
Yes, she was called first.
So the first order of business is to review the minutes and approve our minutes from the last audit committee meeting. The minutes from May 5th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m.
May I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th, 2025 Audit Committee meeting.
I second. Okay. Ms. Bolgy? Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Collins Adams?
Yes.
Ms. Hubbard?
Yes.
Dr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Dr. Timu?
Yes.
It's approved.
Our next order of business is to review the finance policy, and that's policy DA for our audit committee. It's just a review of the policy that the audit committee will make recommendations to the board regarding selection of the accounting firm, ensure fraud prevention practices, review board-adopted ethics and conflict of interest policies while monitoring the board member and staff adherence to those policies, reviewing administrative procedures relating to purchasing, payment, and management of funds received through grants and control of receipts through student activity funds and fundraisers, and working with auditors and any state or federal officials to facilitate all audits. That is the order of our business for our audit committee. We just needed to review that in order to be able to establish a new committee and then move to the next step, which would be selection of a committee chair.
Well, I think we need to improve this audit committee policy because there are certain things that we should address that are not addressed by this policy. For example, the audit committee should be involved in the hiring, and hiring and letting go of the internal auditor. Then, secondly, too, the audit committee should have a say in the annual audit schedule. The internal auditor should be making the annual internal audit plan and be reporting to the audit committee, who the committee will have an opportunity to kind of improve it or accept it as it is. So we need that. So in fact, the audit committee policy has to be adequate by addressing the internal audits, enhancement. That's our major job. Apart from dealing with outsiders, we have to make sure that the internal auditor is adequately resourced. So we have to ensure that.
And we're working with that to be able to do such.
So my recommendation at this point is that this audit committee policy should not be adopted until we have an opportunity to review it and then represent it. If you want me to, I can volunteer to work with the internal auditor to get a more robust audit committee policy.
Dr. Tiamiu,
Yes, ma'am.
this policy, and I'm going to ask our attorney, Ms. McLaughlin, to explain that this policy has been adopted by the entities that needed to be able to do so to make it an official board policy. So would you, Ms. McLaughlin?
Yes, I'm sorry. The board policy itself was reviewed by the governance committee and adopted by the full board this last February. So it's not a policy that is not been adopted. It has been adopted. If this committee views it as necessary to revise it, I think the committee could take it back to the governance committee, any recommendations. But it's not the audit committee's responsibility to revise the governance documents of the board itself. But certainly it could hear and take back recommendations if that's what the committee itself wanted to do.
Okay. Yeah, let me take this opportunity to make it clear that we deem that the policy is inadequate because it didn't address the issue of internal auditor.
I believe that's why the audit committee charter was drafted, because the policy doesn't address everything it needs to address. And
We'll
so
have to bring that back to the governance committee because we wouldn't be able to establish that and then solve that today.
No, of course not.
So-
But what I was saying is that I don't know that Dr. Boji, no, I'm sorry, Mrs. Boji or Dr. T even saw it, because it was written by Matthew Davis and it was Mr. G gave his opinion on it. Did you all ever see it? Not that policy. I mean the audit committee.
I don't remember specifically reviewing that.
What we need to do at this point, and thank you, Dr. T, is take that under advisement and then bring that back to the governance committee if there's something that the governance committee needs to look at, and then have start that whole process if that is something that needs to actually happen. This is what we have is an approved policy by the board, and the purpose for today was because we have this is our second meeting since the new board has come on. We started our new board process for 25-26 we needed to review that policy since there has been via email some concerns. So I will take that under advisement and we will forward information to the governance committee and we'll get. You meet on August, this week, so, yes.
You know, I want us to understand that we have missed the services of a great internal audit committee chair, and you know, we need to know why we missed that services, and we need to make amendments to be able to get the kind of services required at the level of at the level of our district. So that's why you will probably see me focusing more on recommendation today, because before I used to talk through the chair, you know, that we had before. But now that he's not here, it's like I'm taking it upon myself to perform that services for SLPS. And let me mention quickly that the internal audit charter is something different from the internal audit from the audit committee policy. The internal audit charter is about the internal audit. It specifically says, you know, it talks about the authority of the internal audit. It talks about the assess, you know, how to assess records, the reporting and communication and stuff like that. How to define internal audit function. So the internal audit charter is a standalone that doesn't have any serious intersection with the audit committee policy. So I want us to know that those two documents are separate.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. I don't have the charter in front of me or any of the language that's in that document that you're referring to, so I'll get that, and then, like I said, we will refer to governance and then start following the procedures that we have in place for review of any board document that we need to be able to review based on the committee's recommendations. So respectfully, thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, ma'am. And our main goal as the internal audit committee is to ensure that we have an internal auditor that is independent and effective. That is our main goal. So whenever you see me talk, you know that I'm driving towards that goal.
Yes, and I do understand that. Yes, I do.
Thank you.
So, Dr. T, you know, you said you were taking up some of the things that our previous chairperson had actually started, and we are in the process now of selecting a chair.
Madam President,
Yes.
I would like to vote on, as a committee, if we take this first to the governance for review. This is a board-approved policy that was approved in February 2025. I understand the concerns that the committee member, Dr.
Yes.
Timu, may have, but I would like to follow proper protocol in terms of making sure that we vote as a committee on if we want to take it back to the government's committee for review.
I understand. The only reason why I had not brought it to a vote is because I don't have any of that language in front of me. That is not on the agenda. It was something that, and we need to do our research first and come back to another meeting so that we do this properly. We have nothing before us, and that was not on the agenda for this evening. I, like I said, respectfully do appreciate Dr. Chi mentioning that so that we could know that that's one of the things that I need to start looking into, just to be able to do background research. A vote would then require us to actually move forward, and we need to do background work first. So thank you, Ms. Johnson, for that. But at this point, though, we do need to select our committee chair, and then the next step would be to determine whether or not the future meetings that we have on the agenda for the rest of the school year, well, actually, rest of this fiscal year, would suit everyone and be necessary to be able to meet monthly. So,
And also a secretary.
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, but also a secretary for minute taking.
Yes. As of today, Ms. McLaughlin is taking them for us just for tonight, but the selection of a chairperson first. Any nominations for someone to be chair? The chairperson should be someone that is not employed in the district. So it would be a board member or one of the external committee members.
Madam President, may we ask for clarification of who are the members? Because I think we're not sure who are the voting members of this committee.
Voting members would be myself, Emily Hubbard, Dr. TMU, and we do have a vacancy of a committee member, and
Amy Boji.
and Ms. Boji.
I nominate, if I can. Is it open for nomination?
It's open for nomination.
I nominate Ms. Amy Boucher. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I know I am.
I appreciate that. I will respectfully decline that nomination. I am here as a community member with a broad background in finance, not specific to accounting, and I don't feel qualified to be the chair, and I feel like a qualified professional should be in that position. Thank you.
I nominate Dr. T.
Dr. T, do you accept?
That's a good question. I do not have the resources to be able to perform as effective as I would have liked. Because, for example, I'm a professor. I don't have a secretary that is working with me and stuff like that. So what I can do is that if we agree that SLPS need these services to settle down, I can take it for 1 year. So after 1 year, we should be able to find somebody who should be able to be in that position. Because looking at SLPS situation now, I noticed that there are certain things we need to put in place. So I'm ready to fill that gap so that we can do that work. But subsequently, we might need to look for somebody else. Because if I take that job now, I'll be relying on the secretary that we're going to pick. And I might be using the resources of maybe SLPS sometimes, like I don't have those facilities that the former chair has. Because he's a finance director in his office, and I'm a professor. I come in and go in, giving lectures. So I can take it for 1 year, but I don't think I should do more than that. And within that 1 year, I will need the support of, the secretary and other people that might be able to help.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, you had a comment?
I have a question. Can a non-voting member nominate someone for chairman?
A non-voting member?
Yes, Dr. Hubbard is not a voting member of this committee.
You nominated Amy. You're not a voting member either.
I am a voting member.
No, you're not. You can't be.
Well, technically.
Anyone who is going to be
Anyone
audited.
on the committee, but the committee needs to be chaired by someone that is external to being employed by SLPS.
She was asking about nominating someone.
So does it
understand
have
that.
to be a voting
There-
member to nominate
there-
someone for the committee?
There are no rules at this point in that guideline for that, so,
Okay, thank you.
other than who has to be the chairperson or vice chairperson. Any other nominations?
I nominate Dr. Hubbard. Not this Dr. Hubbard. I
Oh,
mean,
Ms.
Miss Emily Hubbard. Yes.
She's
Sorry.
almost through with that PhD.
Yeah, you're almost through.
I'm a quarter of a doctor right now. Finance is not my area of specialty at all. If I can respectfully decline, I think that would be better for the school district.
We've had 3 nominations, and I'm going to close those nominations, and we can vote on the person at hand.
So the vote is for Dr. Timu to be chair of the committee, correct? Oh,
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Bulgy,
Yes.
Dr. Collins Adams,
Yes.
Ms. Hubbard,
Yes.
Dr. Hubbard,
Not a voting member.
Ms. Johnson's not a voting member. Dr. T,
Yes, for 1 year.
He made that clear.
it passes. Welcome.
Thank you. And at this
you.
point, I think it's the responsibility of all of us that we spend some time recruiting and looking for individuals that would be strong community members to join this committee and with a finance background so that we can start moving forward.
Do we have an ideal size or number of people for the committee?
5 to 7.
That is correct. 5, preferably 7. And out of those 5, we should have at least 3 from outside. And then
Yes.
whoever is working at SLPS in the accounting department should be restricted into the audit committee for independence sake. For example, if we have a CFO, that CFO should be recusing himself or herself occasionally. And we cannot have a CFO and have the finance controller. No, we cannot do that. That's going to impair the effectiveness of the internal auditor.
We'll get all of that clarified
Okay.
when we finalize the scope and activities of and duties of the audit committee. That will
So,
be at a future meeting. We do need to have a secretary for our committee. I nominate Emily Hubbard.
I'll accept. Thank you.
Any further nominations? Ms. Hubbard has accepted.
I'm sorry. I'll call for a vote. Ms. Bulgy,
Yes.
Dr. Collins Adams,
Yes.
Ms. Hubbard,
Yes.
Dr. Timu.
yes.
It passes. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we now have a chairperson and a secretary for our committee. If you look at item number 5, future meetings, right now we have the meeting scheduled for once a month. I believe that it's relevant to have it every month right now. And it may be that in the future we would then determine that we could, as a group, once we send out the notices, that we do not have to have a meeting for that particular month. And we'd know that as we close out our meetings, we would know whether or not we need to have one for the next month.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the foreseeable future, as we're working through a lot of the structure, a monthly meeting is appropriate, with the goal of perhaps moving to a quarterly setting at some point.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, we need to adjourn. I have my braces on today, guys. Can't talk. To close session.
Just before we go, can I get the phone number and email of the secretary?
Yes, we'll send all of that to you following
Thank you.
our meeting. As a matter of fact, I can probably send it to you while we're in our meeting.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
feel free to share my information with her and other members too.
And I do believe everyone is on the email chain so that we'll all see it.
Okay.
Dr. T, don't hang up.
Dr. T, we're moving to closed session, so we're
Okay,
just.
ma'am.
May I have a motion? I'm sorry, I don't know the section of the Closed Meeting Act we were going to follow. Do you have the agenda?
Section 6 of our,
I move that the committee moves into executive session, please.
Seconded.
610.021, section 1, 3, and 13, I believe. Thank you.
Did Dr. T second
I
that?
second. Or if
I
Dr.
seconded it, yes.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Bulge,
we're not.
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Collins Adams, Ms. Hubbard,
Yes.
Dr. Timu.
Yes.
Okay, we're in closed session. Thank you.